Man, is he still in there? Ryan, come on, man. You missed the wedding last week. Now you might miss this week's episode. Hurry up in there and spray some air freshener. Woo!
You're watching DaveCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is NT and D. Ryan's still getting cleaned up in the bathroom. He will join us hopefully soon on the broadcast. We miss you, buddy. Get out of that shower. Your fingers are going to start to prune. But something that is not pruned or shriveled up is the Crown King of the Nerds title. Because if you watched episode 95 last week at Margaret's wedding, that is right. I became the first person to cash in the briefcase in person, and I am once again the king of the nerds. We've done it. We've come full circle. I took out that evil jerk, Gerald, who tried to ruin Margaret's wedding. We didn't allow that. But more importantly, the thing that overshadows me winning the crown is the fact that, Tom, you and I got to physically meet in person and exchange hugs. It was fantastic.
It was really funny to me because you and Margaret both had the same exact initial reaction of, Tom, you're so tall. I'm like 5'11", encroaching on 6 foot.
No,
I'm not that tall.
No, you're not, pal. Measure yourself again. You're 6'2".
I joke that I'm 6'7", but I'm at most 6 foot.
No, Tom, I'm 6'1". I've been measured by my doctor. I'm 6'1".
You're taller than me.
No, I'm not. You're taller than me.
I don't know.
If you go back and watch episode 95, you can see Tom topples me in the hug. He's got the top. He's got the high.
That was Jared.
No. Jared, what he lacks in height makes up for in well-groomed hair. His beard, his mullet, soft. SAWFT, soft.
I met Jared before.
It made me laugh when I was watching it. They were all like, "Oh, Tom, you're so tall," and you're like, "I'm 5'11", and I'm like, "Well, I'm 6'2", and y'all meet me. What are you going to be like? Oh my god! I'm pretty sure Ryan's even taller than I am. I think so.
I heard rumor that Ryan at his house had to get a custom bathtub built because he's so tall. I heard he's 6'10".
Ooh.
I don't know where I heard it from. I might just be making it up, but
we could have one heck of a basketball team. I'm just saying. With my new brother-in-law, like, ooh.
He is. So Margaret's husband is very tall. Like, yeah. And in case you missed it, he is a referee.
He is in a fake. He is a legit. That's not even kayfabe. He is legitimately a referee.
I might be a spoiler. That's a Harold award-winning moment, I think.
That's gonna win episode of the year. That's gonna win line of the year.
No, that's not gonna win episode of the year.
I think it does.
It could. I mean, it's not up to you. It's up to Harold.
Currently, I think it's got a good shot.
I don't know. We had a really good interview with the Soul Taker, so I don't know.
Oh man, that might just win a burial award. Most time it took to edit an episode, and I edited 4 days worth of footage from Margaret's wedding, and the Soul Taker interview took longer.
I had a great time at the wedding. I'm very thankful that you guys invited me, and I feel like I'm still recovering. I mean, I drove 24 hours in a weekend by myself, and I'm still really tired. But I was talking to my boss about it, and I showed them the picture, and they're like, "Oh, right there. The whole trip was worth it, wasn't it? Just a group photo." And I'm like, "It really was." It was such a cool time meeting Dave and Margaret in person. Dave more than Margaret, I've been talking to almost daily for a year and a half. You know, Margaret differently, still talking daily, just via the group chat. That was really cool. Like, we're in a weird time in the world where the internet is a viable place to make friends.
Yep.
And then when that happens and becomes real life, it's interesting because it didn't feel weird. Like I didn't feel like I didn't know anyone at the wedding. I even after the wedding, when we were just hanging out in the bar chatting, and then the next morning I was gonna zip out of there quick. And then Dave, and much to everyone's surprise, Dave has the most lovely girlfriend. She's delightful. I saw you guys right before breakfast and just sat down and had breakfast with you guys, and it was just like felt like I was just with old friends and family, and it was just really cool. So, dear people on the internet, meet each other.
Not everyone you meet. Not everyone you talk to on the internet you meet. Because that's how you wind up talking to Chris Hansen.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Or
whatever.
My away message at like the age of like 13 was a Billy Joel quote. Was I don't see it as losing my hair, I see it as gaining more head. Leave a message.
What were your guys' instant messenger screen names?
Oh god, I can't.
Mine is still what my AOL email address is. It's MKD Can. MKDCAN. So it stands for Margaret, Kathleen, and David Canning.
Amazing.
Like compared to my sisters, like my Kathleen's was like Pippo Gal, EXO, or some like mine is still, it's weird, but it's still viable enough that I could use it as an adult.
It's
and
not,
nobody's going like,
you're the only kid left.
Mine was, and of course, I mean, this is obviously, it was Triple H, X-Pac, the number 4, life. And I'm not even a big Triple H X-Pac fan, so I don't know.
Tom, what was yours?
I had a couple.
Harold the Puppet, 6'9".
Harold the Puppet, 6'9", 420. It was Psychedelic Fudge. I don't know why. And then I used to skateboard with a bunch of friends, and we created a skate team that was nothing. We just skateboarded together. That we called Reckless New Jersey, but Reckless, RECKLESSNJ, was taken. So I was Reckles, New Jersey, RECKLESNJ.
Reckles.
That's right. Drop your AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, Jonathan Hodap, what was your screen?
We'll get a chat group going up on that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man.
No, one thing I want to say about meeting Tom was like I didn't know how I was going to react. Like when I saw him, like you see a lot of people like so I DJ'd my cousin's wedding in 2021, and I hadn't seen my upstate family that like a lot of people were at the wedding this past weekend in like over a year and a half. So from like Thanksgiving 2019 to that wedding in June of 2021, and like we're all like emotional, like hugging, like, running up to people, and like, am I gonna feel that kind of emotion when I see Tom? And it was like, no, I didn't, which I kind of felt bad for, but like in a way, it was like, hey, here's this guy that I talked to yesterday, and it was just like I'm seeing this friend that I just haven't seen for a week on a Zoom call. It's literally how I felt about it. And the same thing with Jared. Like obviously, like Tom said, how he doesn't talk with Margaret regularly. He talks with her in the group chat. I'm the same way with Jared. We do have side conversations here and there, but it was just like seeing somebody that I just hadn't spoken to in a couple days. So it was amazing. And like we said a couple of months back, like that's the weird thing about wrestling, how a random idea I had driving from Virginia to New York, and I was like, yo, what if we made this a show? And it became a show, and now it's brought people to New York for this wedding, and I'm sure it'll bring myself and Margaret, my girlfriend, out there to visit you guys at some point, or maybe just go to Chicago. I think I've been deciding what is going to be on my my bucket list for next year, my goals list, because I made that list at the beginning of the year. It was like the 1 year anniversary, see this person, that person, this person get married, meet one of the nerds, go to Tokyo, which is just not going to happen. So I keep thinking what is going to be on next year's list, and I'm thinking a Chicago wrestling show might have to be on that list, which I think would just be amazing.
I wonder if we sponsored like Warrior Wrestling, depending on how much it costs, because those shows seem to be a bit pricier.
Yeah.
And we all just get free tickets for sponsoring it, and then like we have a pre-party or an after party.
NRD convention.
Yeah.
NerdCon.
NerdCon. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably already been.
People dress up as Gerald and Harold.
People just dress up as Ryan. Bald caps and shower caps and
Gummy bears, just throwing handfuls of gummy bears.
Somebody comes as a gummy bear.
Oh, I have gummy
Ryan.
bears upstairs.
I hope he's all right. Did anybody make sure that he woke up in the bathtub?
He's in the tub, and
he's. I think he told me when I knocked on the door earlier. He's still washing his hair.
No.
So
Must have been them California gummy bears.
it's that psychedelic fudge flavor.
There we go.
Let us know in the comments. Should that be a T-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees? Psychedelic fudge, and it's just Tom made of fudge, and it's dripping.
Of all the things I've done in my life, I've never done psychedelics, and I don't like fudge.
Oh, I love fudge.
I know most people do.
Love my mom every Christmas, and I can't wait. It's happening soon. She makes peanut butter and chocolate fudge. So it's a bottom layer is peanut butter, top layer is chocolate, and I will literally fight somebody. I will go straight bare knuckle boxing. I'll take out Jake Paul. Not that that'll be much of a problem. I mean, he's used to fighting non-boxers. For my mom's fudge. So, anybody excited about Jake Paul and WWE potentially? Random thought.
No, but I'm impressed by his brother.
His brother. Yeah. Listen, we all hate him. But he's a very good wrestler. I just don't like the idea of potentially making him WWE champion. No. Even if you knew Roman, because literally, if Roman lost that match, I would not have watched WWE ever again.
Yeah,
they learned from David Arquette.
Like his knee real bad.
I think he tore his ACL, his MCL, and something else.
Now we've got to acknowledge
Roman Reigns.
Obviously, but we've got to acknowledge that Logan Paul is problematic in nature. And his past videos he's posted are not okay. But we also have to acknowledge Logan Paul put in the work, learned how to wrestle, and honestly, he can hang.
Yeah. I think the problem is with the booking. When they brought him in, they teamed him with The Miz. So he came in. He's not a beloved celebrity by majority of the crowd. I think it's a small, obviously he's got a ridiculous online presence. So he's got his low gang, I think is what they're called. What up, low gang haters on this video? But to me, they tried to push him as a baby face when majority of the crowd didn't want him to be a face. They want to boo him. So don't try and push him as a face. He's going into this match against Roman as supposed to be the face, and nobody wanted him to win. It's just the booking of him makes no sense. The athleticism is there. It's very impressive. Far better. I enjoyed the Roman Reigns match far more than I enjoyed the Floyd Mayweather boxing match, where he literally picked him up from falling to the mat because he knocked him out. I guarantee you that fight was fixed. I love you, Floyd, but he knocked him out, caught him, and kept him up so they could go the distance. I'm just saying.
I think with the booking, I absolutely agree. I think having Logan Paul going for the big titles is a mistake. I would not, and this is bold, would not be against Logan Paul going for the United States title.
I could agree with that.
I don't know how I feel if he went for the Intercontinental title, because that title means more to me.
I would love for him to go for the Intercontinental title, simply because I want to see Walter chop him back to Vine.
Yeah, but just think about it. He could very well be a fixture of that mid-card title picture for a good amount of time. If he didn't get hurt, he's coming off a big loss, but critically acclaimed, one of the best performances of the night from one wrestler. He did such a good job. He could very well bounce back from that, saying, all right, yeah, I've proved myself. I'm not ready for the top title yet. And saying cool, I wanted this shot. I clearly wasn't ready for it. Roman Reigns is better than me. Get him to pull that face thing of acknowledging that he's not the best.
Yep.
and he's not there yet, and he learned. And I think if he comes in humbly, he can get the crowd behind him because the dude's good at what he does. He's an entertainer by trade, and he's very good at it. I was shocked when he did that buckshot lariat and how damn good that looked.
Yep.
And I heard somewhere Adam Page showed him how to do it.
Oh, forbidden doors open.
In Japan.
What I found very unique was the fact that, and it's one of those. It's where Logan Paul brings this in is when he did this selfie while he went to the outside on the announce table, which I find again, it's not something that you expect anybody else, but a social media guy is going to do it. I think what you could have done was, I mean, obviously it's too late now because they've already split up, but you could have done like The Miz and Logan Paul as tag team champions.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick will tell you, you can do Miz and Shane McMahon and it becomes a viable tag team. And speaking of Shane McMahon, everyone, don't forget to check out our Facebook page as we are in the midst. We are literally today recording on Thursday, November 10th. We are a third of the way through the 30-day wrestling challenge, which myself, Tom, Nick, and Ryan are giving answers to 30 days worth of favorites. We've done favorite current male and female superstar, wrestler, favorite all time, entrance teams, commentary teams. Eventually, we'll give our State of the Union on wrestling. I think it's like day 30, or your feeling of the business. Nick keeps trying to answer Shane McMahon, but we refuse to allow that.
Every time.
So it's not a real list. There's going to be an asterisk on the list at all times.
Yes, I keep adding the asterisk. I don't.
It's not a real list if you put conditions.
You know what else is not real? The Soul Taker. He's not real. Tom met him. He's not a real person.
Not real.
But Tom, what was old wrestling like for you?
Oh my God. So it's been a couple weeks now, and I still am talking about it regularly. What a night. Like, I brought 3 friends who have never been to a professional wrestling event. One of which has watched wrestling with me a bunch, and they thought this was the best thing they've ever done. They loved it. They thought this was funny. It was entertaining. I don't remember the guy who Dalton Castle wrestled. I don't remember his name, but that man, his charisma oozes out of him, and it was incredible. RJ City, I gave you my business card. Hit me up. We want to have you on the show. He was so nice. Like, chatted with him a bit. Incredibly sincere. Super, super kind. His match was awesome. His bit was he's a silent movie actor, and he was wrestling against his stunt double. And at the end, RJ City wins, and the stunt double takes his sweater off. They're wearing the same outfit, and the ref is acting like he doesn't know whose hand to raise. They were very different heights. It was so good. And then Dalton Castle was the Phantom. He covered half his face because he was too beautiful. So at one point, he pulled his mask off, and the guy in the red suit who he was wrestling, I can't remember his name, passed out in the ring, just stiff as a board, and fell, and it was perfect. And then Dalton looked at the crowd at one point, and half the crowd fell out of their seats and passed out. The crowd was so invested in this. It was so good. I talked with Dalton Castle very briefly, just for a couple minutes afterwards. Crazy nice guy. And here's why. I said to him, "Hey, Dalton, do you have a manager or like an email I can contact you with? I do this podcast with the Puppet. We'd love to have you on." He said, "Hey, man, like, I don't want to blow smoke up your ass," basically. He said, "I really don't do interviews, so I don't want to like tell you, yeah, sure, and then just never respond or reach out." And the honesty in that,
I respect that.
Yeah,
he just became one of my top favorites in the business. Like, that's incredible. And he did say, he's like, yeah, but like, he's like, every now and then I'm in a good mood and I check my DMs and someone could get an interview. He's like, so don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram, but it's not likely. And I thought that was so cool, so honorable. Really, really nice guy. And I've got to say, production of the show, start to finish, was phenomenal. It was in an old whiskey distillery, so the scene was beautiful. For the life of me, I'm bad with names, but Marion Fontaine, he was on our show. I don't remember his real name. Justin, that man knows what he's doing. And I was so impressed that he saw me, came up to me and said, Tom, it's so great to meet you. Thank you so much for coming here. I gloated like a child in front of my friend.
That makes you feel real good in front of your friends too. They come in, they're like, Tom, welcome.
Yeah, like it was.
Hi.
Like, I'm like, guys, just so you know, I am a big deal. Yeah, if old wrestling's anywhere near you, I drove 3 hours to go to it. It's totally worth it. It is. I also think they call it oldie wrestling, which is bizarre to me. So we'll have to confirm that pronunciation. I met the Soul Taker, and it was a great interview. I was excited to meet him and say hi. My biggest thing is if I'm going to meet you and you were on the show, I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
And I thanked him. He came out after the event was over, and I said, hey, thanks so much again for being on the show. We had a great time with you. And he just kind of said yeah and kept walking around. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but like, you just wrestled a match
because you didn't call him by his real name.
Yeah, I didn't even call him by his name. I just said hey. But yeah, it was a great night, and I would love for old wrestling to come out towards Grand Rapids. I think it would do really well. I think
New York.
I think if they did like a quarterly show in each of the kind of Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, West Coast, and then the South, I think it would be really successful because that was a very well put together show. Yeah, I'm still jazzed about it, man.
Yeah, no.
So I got a question. So when they do like the matches, you have like the little backstories you're talking about. How it's like before the match, do they like say, well, this is what's going on with this match, or is there like a playbook that you get or something?
There should be a playbook. No. So the announcer, I have no idea who the announcer was, does a great job explaining who the wrestler is in the announcement.
Okay.
Like told a whole character bio in like 30 seconds while announcing them. It was so good. And even if he didn't really get it across, these wrestlers tell a very, very good story. And you can hear them, and like they talk to the crowd and they're like, oh, this is what I do, who I am, whatever. There was one woman, I don't remember her name at all. She had pink hair, but when she took her veil off that she was wearing, she was much younger than her outfit made her seem. I thought she was like 55. She was probably my age. She said she brings a hatchet and chopped up a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns that were there, and she goes, this is what I'm gonna do to your beer. Long live Prohibition.
Oh no. Karen, turn away.
I died. I've never been for Prohibition until that moment. It was, guys, like, this show is weird. Our show is weird for a number of reasons, but it's weird because it's brought 4 strangers together, 2 of which have met now in real life, and then it's afforded me a lot of cool opportunities, and the opportunity to go to a wrestling promotion I probably would have never gone to because it's not super close to me. Yeah, like, holy crap, guys, there's some really good independent, smaller scale wrestling events that are worth checking out. It really reinvigorated a lot of my love for wrestling, and just made me realize, like, well, why isn't AEW and WWE keeping my attention this much? And this wrestling event in a whiskey distillery with only a couple hundred people, like, I'm dying. I was belly laughing. Like, they got to get Orange Cassidy in there. They got to get Danhausen in there. They got to get Colt Cabana in there. And I don't want to just name like AEW people, but those are 3 characters that I'm like, this would thrive. Then throw Gentleman Jervis. Jervis is retired, I think, but then you throw Jervis in there, his bit would be over.
You know,
that's the most comfortable shirt I've ever purchased.
Colt
It's gotta be
Cabana,
awesome
I
for
could
money.
definitely see in there. Orange Cassidy, I don't know what he would do, like how his character
Play
would.
himself.
He would just
He's
change
a
his
time
outfit.
traveler.
Time
I'm a time
traveler.
traveler from 2022.
No, he would just be himself and just confused why everyone's acting like the 20s.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Old Wrestling, check him out.
I feel
it's
like Danhausen would be like the fortune teller in like the old like machine that you see at, like the arcade.
Yep.
Like,
Zoltar.
but like he would come out of that. He would look like Zombie from Pee Wee's Playhouse come to life.
Yeah.
Like a high. Like a high new.
See, this has got to be so cool for the wrestlers though, because they play the same, like Dalton Castle. He's the party peacock every night, but then this night he gets to be like the phantom of it or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something so different and just cool for the wrestlers to do.
Also, he moves in such a way that like it's art. Like it's art. He crawled across the ring. He gyrated his hips at one point. And I was just like, yeah, like I'm watching something special and I don't know why it's special. And guys, like, yeah, I have only positive things to say. No, I have one negative thing to say.
Oh boy.
There was a food truck outside, but they did not take cards. I don't carry cash.
Oh, jeez. Here's my question, because it is set in the old times. I'm assuming there was beer sold, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to say, it'd be pretty funny if they were like, yeah, sorry, no booze, prohibition sucks, all right? That'd be pretty unique.
They've had bits where like the FBI comes in and raids it previously. I would be very willing. I'd be very willing to purchase their entire like DVD collection to watch. I think that would just be so fun. I don't know if like we could get permission from them to do that, but like do like a watch party on YouTube or something.
Well, we should do that for the extravaganza since we
yeah.
But no, what I believe because I remember when we had Marion Fontaine, Justin on the show, and he talked about how he wrestled Judge Hugo in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched that. The way they edited it on there, like it's black and white. It's got like the old like film strip, like little. It's broken up in little bits and whatnot, and it sounds like oldie, literally. Like I think that'd be funny. It'd be literally Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah,
but
it was. Guys, just check out Old Wrestling. It is worth your
wrestling,
time.
whatever it's called.
It is worth your time. Justin puts his heart and soul into that show, and it shows. And it is, again, nothing but like high praises. I would be sad if I don't go to another Old Wrestling show.
Well, we'll make that happen, Tom. We'll get you
and it might be worth a drive to Ohio from West Michigan, to be honest with you.
Ooh, if it's on a Saturday, I could do it because I think the extravaganza was on a Sunday this year. Yeah, I was like, if it was on a Saturday, I could have gone because to go from Cleveland, like I can't do that on a Sunday night, like to get back to work. I can't. Yeah. So I'm already taking off a week next year for the Jericho cruise. That will be on my bucket list. Finally, going on the Jericho cruise. Margaret gets to meet Wardlow.
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. But you know what's going to be wild? If you enjoyed episode 95, you're going to love episode like 115 in that area. When I do, because literally I'm giving the nerds a week off. We're going to do a vlog the same style that we did for the wedding, but we're going to do it on the Jericho cruise. I don't know who I'm going to meet there. Maybe we'll run into Ryan Barkin, get that exclusive interview. It's just me and Frank Spot.
I heard rumors that Spaceman George has got himself secured a room on board.
Wait. Really?
I don't know. You gotta talk to him.
Because now I'm like,
but I'm just
if Spaceman George is going, maybe I might have to see if I can go.
Listen, I've been waiting.
He's just rowing his boat behind the cruise.
Nick, you have no idea.
Stop moving the boat. He shows up on the private island. I mean, they are on a private island this year. I've literally been waiting since 2020 to go on this damn cruise.
I actually been to
Oh.
the Grand Stirrup Cay where the cruise is going. I've actually been there on another cruise. It's a beautiful island. It's a great time. It's actually my favorite. We went to 3 different
I've
stops,
never been on a cruise. I
and
am
that was my
Cruise is so bad.
very favorite stop of the 3 stops we did. Was
I know with this cruise with the package I bought, it's unlimited booze. I get a free T-shirt and I get to meet Chris Jericho. So
because you got the booze package when you get off, because this island is owned by the cruise line. You
Yep.
can drink for free on the island too. Like
Oh,
places,
let's
you would
go.
so it's just like
Frank
free
Spike,
food,
if you're
drink on the
watching,
island.
drinks on me, baby.
You could just never stop drinking the whole time if you wanted to.
Fantastic. I'm sleeping and I'm just like have an IV of like Captain Morgan hooked up to my veins. Let's go, baby.
No, honestly, I wish I could go. I mean, Owen kind of throws wrenches into things like that.
Why you have a wife? Let her watch him.
No, that's why you have in-laws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Listen, Nick, I'll say this. My sister let Tom watch my niece and nephew without barely talking to him. Just send your kids to Michigan. They'll be fine. Just send Owen to Michigan.
Honestly, I'd watch Owen.
And Tom has known Owen for quite a while too. We've
I
seen
also,
Owen literally.
like-
We've seen Owen literally throw up on you on this show.
I'm much to people's surprise, I'm very, very good with children.
He loves Harold and Gerald too. He's like mesmerized by them.
Well, who doesn't?
All puppets, dude. Not just Harold.
No, just Harold and Gerald.
any
Just
puppet.
Harold and Gerald. Just Harold and Gerald. Just Harold and Gerald.
Hates Sesame Street, but loves Harold and Gerald. He loves the.
Speaking of loving puppets, did you guys get the Dave? I saw you got the Samoa Joe brawler. Nick, did you get Samoa Joe?
I did not get Samoa
I
Joe.
didn't get a Samoa Joe brawler. I got a Samoa Joe Chase brawler, folks. I'm gonna put this in plain English because nobody has offered me anything of substantial right now. So my offer is this: $130 for this Chase. And that is a fair asking price because it's sold for much more. Or I will do $100 plus the common Joe. That's my asking. $100 plus the common. That's a super duper fair offer right there, folks. $100 plus the common, or $130 for this, because I'm going to take that $30 that you give me and go spend it on a common, because that's what the common's going for.
I did that with my Abdullah the Butcher brawler or Chase.
So
100 plus original.
Yep. So
Might have been more actually.
I've seen it sell for $200 in other spots. I believe Hop is selling it for like $249 in the brawler group. So I'll give you $150.
No, I actually thought Hop had it for like $170. I don't think it was that bad.
Was it? It was something high, but it was much higher than what I was looking for. So
Higher
folks,
what
I'm
you
just
were asking,
saying.
But like I saw Hop's price and like no hate, but like he usually prices things at like a good eBay price.
Yep.
I thought his price wasn't out of touch.
No, it wasn't that wild. I think I'm just extremely low on it. I could be wrong.
That's what I felt about my inspiration brawlers, and no one wanted those things.
We're still batting pretty high average on pulling chases live on the broadcast too.
Yeah.
So Nick, let me set the scene here for you. So Tom obviously shows up at the hotel late because he's driving in from Michigan. I showed up at the hotel late because I just called a football game. So, and I knew that this package, my dad had it. He brought it to the hotel for me. So I sent him up to my room to go get it. And so I'm like, Margaret, she's like, I'm so tired. I was like, no, trust me, you're going to want to see this box. It was sealed. We cut that box open there. I had no idea there was Chase in there. And I'm like, this will be fun. Even if it's two comments, it's going to be fun to just do a live unboxing. And we pulled this sexy son of a bee. My third Chase that I've ever gotten. I'm very because the first one I got was Conan. Then I got the Bret Hart. And now this. So
I feel like that's the third Chase that was pulled live on the broadcast too, because then Ryan pulled a Scott Hall.
Ryan pulled a Scott Hall and a Bret Hart. So that's
now you pulled a Samoa Joe all live in the broadcast.
So again, folks, patreon.com/WNRDB. You're gonna probably get a good shot at a Chase. Just saying. Oh, and I also got does it count? It's a pint size all-star, but I did get a Robert Ego Anthony Chase, which I believe are still available on his so if you send him a DM on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
I was talking about JP. Those look we kind of JP and I agreed like those are probably the best looking pint size all stars. Like his particularly.
Pull these suckers out.
Like they look really really good.
See, I bought this one. Let me see if I can get my finger. I got to go backwards. Nope, hold on. It's hard to do. Up here, right here. See?
Yep.
Robert, he's up here, right here. I got that one. This is my wall, in case anybody doesn't know, people that have been on the show. But rumor has it he might be coming on to do another appearance on here. And if that's the case, then I'll have to get that one.
I wasn't on the show when he was on, so I would love that.
Definitely.
These are very sweet. The face is very good. We know that they struggle. I'll show the back of the box. And I'll say this. This is the one thing that Pint Size All Stars does over better than Micro Brawlers is the packaging now.
Nice.
The packaging the packaging, they were the first ones to do on card, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm talking about like the way they have it in the box like that.
Like on the box, you could display this nicely here. The back too, it's cool. I don't know anybody that watches Ren and Stimpy, but I see this font and I think it says Ren and Stimpy.
That's definitely what it is.
So I don't know if that's by pure design or whatnot, but shout out to Ego for sending these my way. And I will say this: I did not ask for a chase. I bought two in hopes of getting one. Otherwise, I would have given one away. But yeah, shout out to Ego for sending me a chase and a common. Appreciate it.
Did you guys get Johnny Gargano at all?
It shipped to my old house. I have to have my dad.
I passed on him.
We gotta mention, because I'm sorry to cut you off there, Tom. They showed the Bret Hart chase or the prototype.
Prototype.
Oh yeah, the pink.
Yeah.
We got to get our money together to make sure Ryan gets it.
Folks, don't buy it. Whatever you do, just don't even bid on it. Let it stop at a nice 69 for Colt Cabana so he can get a giggle. We'll tell him Tom says hi, and then let Mr.
Do we have to pull like back in the day when like the bank would steal people's land? Like all the farmers would come and like intimidate everybody to not bid. So that it would only go for $1. Do we have to?
Don't sell. Don't sell.
I really want to do whatever we can to make sure Ryan gets that.
It'd be cool if we could like all bid together, like group bid. Throw in a couple bucks. It's like a GoFundMe to get this one bid up.
Yeah, or we just see whoever's got the most money in their bank account, and then we just Venmo them our portion.
Can we just say people have a problem with like wanting to win whatnot auctions, especially pro wrestling tees one where it's just like the price doesn't matter. It won't. It's at some point it's just like
get this T-shirt $180.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Collectors out there are wild. They've just totally blown apart the whole. And I thought it was cool, like the fact that like there were completionists out there that are 100%. And I know
I don't count any of this.
Yeah, no. I'll say this: when we rank the micro ballers and add them to our list this year, we'll not be including prototypes and the one of ones. You know, the bread Vader, which you can hear about in episode 10 when we talk with Stank. Like those will not count. They have to be, for them to count on our list. They have to have been sold to the public, not at an auction. So the one of ones will not count. The Bret Hart chase of 50, that will count.
I mean, I keep track of a list of micro brawlers I have since day one when I started collecting micro brawlers. And it's the only, I mean, there's another one that I know of, but that they kind of just copied my list and bit if it's ever not going to get into all that. But I don't add those. I don't count them on the list. I don't add them to the list. They're not even documented on the list.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they're one of ones.
You know, I'm going to the list right now.
Got to get updated. I don't have the Garganos on it yet.
But let's see. So we stopped last year at it was around 232, I want to say.
We're like 3 something now.
Yeah, because the wedding brawlers were the last ones we did. So that's at 238, but I think there's chibis and whatnot on there that we didn't count. So 238, 310, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're 320. So there's been less than 100 brawlers released.
Did you add the 3 Garganos too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the last one you have is 309 and 310 is the Frankenhausen. So
I feel like there was way more brawlers that came out this year.
No,
They slowed down a little bit from last
they
year.
did slow down. Well, you also got to remember last year there was the Macho Man 6 and then the AEW wave. So they released 12 in a 2-week period.
AEW wave, Impact wave.
Yes,
Yeah.
there were multiple Impact waves. I don't know if was there an Impact wave this year? I think
I don't
so.
know. I think yeah.
There was the one that was like Bobby Roode and
Yes.
I can't remember who was on
I don't
there.
know
I
if
think
I
I might
ordered
have
it.
purchased more this year.
Yeah, it's probable.
But I mean, I passed on Gargano. I passed on Wardlow, which I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for. So I'll probably see if someone in our Patreon has one for me. I passed
on Wardlow and Black and Red Sting.
I passed on Black and Red Sting
I got
too.
Black one. I ended up getting Black and Red Sting.
My thing is this: I like Sting, but I don't like him so much that I'm willing to buy another figure for $20 that is basically what I have right now.
I get
Like
it.
Macho Man, I make the exception for because I'm a big Macho Man fan.
Yeah.
But even then, I only have 2 of the Macho 6 that came out. Like I have the major.
I have all of them. Thanks, Nick.
Oh, you know what else we got to talk about real quick? Because I heard it on the before we get going. We got to talk about the. I heard on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast they're coming out with another major crate soon.
Ooh.
No idea, no details of it, but I remember they were talking about the on Whatnot. They do they do on their YouTube channel. They do the Whatnot Purchase of the Week, and Mark Sterling bought the Pro Wrestling Crate and called it his Whatnot Purchase of the Week. And they talked about, well, yeah, there's another major crate coming soon. Just a heads up, guys. I'm like, oh, interesting. So another, I'll say this good value for what it was. Not a great shirt, but the 2 brawlers inside paid for itself.
Brawler.
So
I also seen. I feel bad. I wish I could shout out to people's podcasts, but I seen in the Brawler group that Cole Cabana was on somebody's podcast, not ours. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, because I ruined that by asking him on the Whatnot auction.
But,
so I'll ask him this week then. Screw it.
Cole Cabana said that he has 2 new brawlers coming out. They're both going to be on cards, like the new cards, and there's going to be a chase, I believe, is what he said. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but
I'll say this: I think on the T-shirt, like the Micro Brawler T-shirt of his brawler, I think it is a target. Like there's the red, there's the white elbow pad, but it's like blue, yellow, red. Like it looks like a target.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if that was the Chase of one. I'm trying to sell this Samoa Joe Chase so that I can get my hands on white elbow pad Colt. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. So, but yeah. Anybody else got anything to discuss?
I don't think I have white elbow pad Colt anymore.
All right. But so yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this week's episode of the broadcast. Hopefully Ryan gets out of the shower because he's running up my water bill right now. But what the hell?
Oh,
What
fluff. I see fluff.
What's that?
Yes. David, I'm going to be coming for you. I want to get the crown again. I'm going to get my friend George, and we are going to come back, and we are going to take over the Wrestling N.R.D. Broadcast.
Yeah, why don't you back up there, Joe, so you can get in frame a little bit, okay? Yeah, let the beautiful people see your face, see your head without this crown on it, pal. There's no way. How are we going to settle this? There's 2 of you, and there's one of
War Game.